Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to another BoshNRoll video. Today, at the request of Patreon subscriber Jack, I am playing Esper Stoneblade. Esper Stoneblade was a classic Legacy archetype around 2010, 2011-ish. There was a time in Legacy's history where the top three decks were Esper Stoneblade, Rug Delver, and Maverick, and they just sort of battled it out fair and square Magic with all these tiny little incremental advantages here and there. There are a bunch of decks in the tier 1.5, tier 2 range, but like the top three were just those three totally fair decks. The printing of Terminus kind of changed all that, wiped Maverick off the face of the earth, etc., and broke up that little trifecta. A lot of things changed with Avacyn Restored. Also, Grizzlebrand was printed, so there was a Craterhoof Behemoth was in that set too. So Avacyn Restored broke up that little party, but Esper Stoneblade was a really great deck for quite some time. And Stoneblade, and when I say Stoneblade, for those who don't know, I'm talking about Stoneforge Mystic in a control package. Stoneforge Mystic has risen and fallen with the metagame over the years, and it won GP Niagara Falls in, I think that was 2018. It was the deck of the tournament as recently as 2018, and a lot of powerful things were printed since 2018. That was before War of the Spark, it was before Throne of Eldraine, before Modern Horizons 2. Like, there have been some serious bangers for the Legacy format that have dropped since the last time we really saw Stoneforge Mystic in action. But it's always there. I should clarify that for our Death and Taxes friends. Stoneforge Mystic obviously still a core engine of the Death and Taxes deck. I'm specifically talking about like Stoneblade, like blue control shells with Stoneforge Mystic in the middle. Death and Taxes has been steadily solid throughout. Ups and downs, obviously Oko wrecked Death and Taxes for a while, but it's back on top of the metagame. But in these blue shells, it can be hard to find a home for Stoneforge Mystic. Oko knocked it out of the metagame for a while because doing all this work to Stoneforge Mystic for your Batterskull, and then it's just an Elk, not fun. Prismatic Ending is a new challenge for it because the joy of Stoneforge Mystic in a control deck is that your opponent doesn't really want to fill their deck with removal after sideboard because you're a control deck and you have all these planeswalkers and stuff that can win the game too. But they need to leave it in out of respect for Stoneforge Mystic. It's also an early threat that you could... There used to be games where you could like Delver people out with like turn 2 Stoneforge, Horse of Will your Swords to Plowshares, and then Batterskull will just go coast to coast. Legacy is a lot heavier with bigger answers these days. That plan probably isn't going to work very often. So we just have to approach this deck with a more control-based mindset. Like, if I Stoneforge Mystic on turn 2 and it resolves, and I search up my Batterskull, and my opponent casts Prismatic Ending on my creature, I'm probably not going to Force of Will in most situations because I'm up a card. Like, I spent Stoneforge Mystic and I got Batterskull. And then they spent Prismatic Ending to exile the Stoneforge Mystic, which already got Batterskull. So rather than see this as an opportunity to just go coast to coast with a cheese play, I should take that as a 2-for-1 and have Batterskull force blue card in my hand moving forward. Like, that's just sort of how Legacy works right now and how I'm going to have to play this deck most of the time. Basically, every card in this deck exists to get value. Like, Stoneforge is a 2-for-1, Baleful Strix 2-for-1, Narset hopefully 3-for-1. Vendilion Click's Disruptive, Opposition Agent. If you could get a card off it, it's good. Opposition Agent is the flexiest slot in this deck right now. It could be a second Vendilion Click. Jack and I worked on this deck together in a coaching session. He spent his coaching session having me help clean up his Esper Stoneblade brew. By the way, if you want coaching sessions, that's the thing I do. Check out my contact info in the video description. This Opposition Agent replaced the second Vendilion Click. This could be Hull Breacher, could be Second Click, could be Snapcaster Mage. There's a lot of things it could be, but Opposition Agent is where we are today. I think that's the spiciest of the options. Back to accruing value. Teferi draws a card, Jace draws cards, and then the rest of these cards just help your value engine stick around. This is a control deck, and I think we're going to have to play it as such. I think the days of Legacy where Stoneforge Mystic got to be an aggro deck in control mirrors and got to be a control deck in aggro matchups, I think that's mostly past because cards are just better than they were when Stoneforge Mystic was at its peak. I expect to have a lot of really interesting back and forth gameplay with this deck. There's no free wins and there's no free losses either. Like, you're still a blue deck with 5 Force of Wills, all your good removal, Wasteland, Ponder, Brainstorm. The gang's all here. I hope this ends up being a really long, engaging video. Let's get into it. I'm on the play with a hand that is kind of tricky. Like, Spell Pierce is really good. Swords to Plowshares is good in some matchups. I can't fetch basic planes in case this is Delver. Can't really cast my Teferi. There's no Brainstorm here. This is like the best hand I'd mulligan or the worst hand I'd keep. And it's right in that sweet spot. I'm going to try it. Generally, my tiebreaker, when I don't know any better in blue decks, is just having more cards. They're on 6. Like, if this is some cheese deck like Reanimator or Oops All Spells, I have Spell Pierce plus Force of Will and another blue card. And if they go like Volcanic Island Ragavan, I can Wasteland and then Plow. Oh, speaking of Wasteland, I found Brainstorm to tie this room together. I don't think I need to Wasteland yet. I guess if they play Ancient Tomb, I'm going to wish I Wastelanded first, so let's just do that. Island and Urza Saga are both in this deck, okay. Come on, land. Okay, time to fetch for Tundra, cast Brainstorm, and hope I find a land. Come on. Well, we've probably lost. Especially if they're a Wasteland deck of their own. 21 lands in this deck. That was turn 3. Plus Brainstorm, so I looked at 5 cards, couldn't find a land. Bad times. Emery can resolve, because I have Swords to Plowshares. I'm going to save my counter spells. Like, I got to work through these 2 cards on top of my deck now. The Chalice of the Void is medium terrifying. I would kind of expect a fight over this. Yep. Force pitching. I think Teferi is the pitch. I'm just so far away from that. I guess I could have Brainstormed to try to hit my land drop, but being in this dangerous position, I'd rather see 3 fresh cards next turn. There's Saga. You can't cast Urza with that mana. You can re-Emery, though. They pitched Thought Monitor to their Force last turn. Okay, this is the danger zone. If this Emery untaps, I'm under Chalice of the Void, and I'm fucked. If I don't try to develop my board, what's my plan forward? Alright, I'm going to Brainstorm. Come on, White Source. Don't fail me now. Okay, got there really generously, in fact. I think Spell Pierce has outlived its playability here. Shuffle those away. Gonna get another Tundra here. The Scrubland's already in my hand, and this has to be a White Source. I'm still in trouble to this Urza Saga, but we are starting to pull ahead. Caracas, does that matter? I mean, it could have saved those 2 Emerys they played, so I'm glad it happened now. Baleful Strix. It sucks that all this is happening a turn behind curve. Like, just imagine if my land drop happened on time and we were doing all these same plays, but a turn ahead, like this was at 1 instead of 2, etc. Obviously, that's not where we are, but you can see how that would be a much better game. I probably want to plow this token in response to making the second one. That way they gain the least life and it's the fewest artifacts for affinity. If they do have a Thought Cast or Thought Monitor in their hand. Foundry is tough to beat. I need a Prismatic Ending for that one. The Strix's Death Touch does actually check the construct, which is pretty nice. Alright, Stoneforge Mystic, let's do it. I guess I just have to get Cauldra and try to go coast to coast. It's a relentless smashing. Oh no, Force Blue card were the last two cards. But they did lose a Thought Monitor off of that. That's actually good for me. 1 mana short of casting Force Negation. Now we're in a top deck war where they have Retrofitter Foundry. Pithing Needle, okay. Naming Stoneforge Mystic, I guess. Or do they just like name Flooded Strand in the dark? Do they pick a Planeswalker and name Jace? They name Stoneforge, okay. They are just taking their medicine here. They know the Strix is going to eat the construct eventually. And Retrofitter Foundry is here, pressuring the game still. Oof. I guess I should play the Karakas. I had a small choice to make of showing them Karakas, where I can activate it right away if I need to, versus letting them commit mana to like Emery or something, and then surprise it's Karakas. But I don't think that's necessary. Oh, they didn't make their 4/4. They had the mana there to tap Ancient Tomb, pay 2 life for a 4/4. I think I would have taken that bet. Unless they're playing around Swords of Plowshares. In which case, okay. Okay, they know the top of my deck now with Mishra's Bauble. Okay, what do you know about Ponder? Ugh, awkward, this taps me out of force, but here we go. Jute, Plow. I don't think this is it. I gotta shuffle this. Oof. Well, not a blue source. Despite having zillions of mana, this is not enough to do anything. Or I'm going to have to 2-for-1 myself if I have to counter something here. Psy, Master Thopterist. I'm going to try to control that with Karakas. If they have an artifact right now, yeah, okay, whatever. With 1 card left in hand, I don't think that was worth the 2-for-1. Like, I can bounce it. Oh, right, the Thopter immediately becomes a construct, though, so that's actually way worse than advertised. Time to bounce Psy. What am I looking for here? Batterskull? Certainly not Island. Okay, I'm taking 8, going to 4. I need to draw Batterskull off the top. I guess like Teferi, bounce one of these things into a second removal spell could also play. There's my Force of Will. And they did draw a 0. This is definitely a case of a 2020 card taking out a 2010 deck. Saga for Retrofitter Foundry, like, trusty old Esper Stoneblade isn't really built for that. Hey, I drew Batterskull, though. That was literally the card I wanted to draw. Regrettably, a mana short of protecting it with Force of Negation, but that was the best draw in the deck. And none of the modes on Retrofitter Foundry sack constructs. So they can't, like, attack and sacrifice 1 to fizzle the lifelink. Oh, map for Saga certainly goes wide over time. Oh, Thought Monitor also. Alright. Well, we're just dead to flying next turn. Is that true? Not quite. Yeah, now they've busted through the close part of the game, and they're just Thought Monitor into Thoughtcast. They are sacrificing a construct on the altar of killing Batterskull. That makes sense. I'm a mana short of bouncing my Batterskull. Don't brainstorm. Is there a chance? Prismatic Ending, True Name Nemesis. Does this do anything? No, because they have 3 power of flying. I guess I can Prismatic Ending the Retrofitter Foundry. See if they respond. I guess I'm dead even if this doesn't have flying. That was the wrong target. I was supposed to go after Construct. But I'm still... Yeah, I'm just dead no matter what here. Return short. Yeah, if I had 1 more life point to work with, I could play True Name, block Construct for the turn, go to 1, suit up True Name, and then just be in party mode. But I don't have those things. Yeah, that was close. That was a turn behind stabilization at multiple points, which was the turn that I lost when my Brainstorm didn't find the land. Sideboard time. Engineered Explosives definitely. Plague Engineer on Thopter is actually like pretty effective against them. Rest Down, literally what it's for. Deafening Silence is probably pretty bad for them, and so is Back to Basics. I don't think I want Surgical or Thoughtseize. Rest in Peace stops Emery. How important is Emery, I guess, is the question. I definitely don't want Surgical. Sword of Fire and Ice has some interest, but they have a lot of big colorless creatures, so I'm probably not actually interested in that. Where am I going to find room for 4 to 7 cards? Maybe I play 1 Plague Engineer to dig for when I need to answer Thopters, because that's just like one of their many plans. I think Force of Negation can get cut. Opposition Agent, they don't do any searching of their deck. It's also not evasive, which doesn't help me in this matchup. To leave my lands alone. GTA is a weird one because there's board states where it's unbeatable and board states where it's complete trash. Murktide Regent, I think, can get cut here due to the Thopter blocking situation. That gets my really good cards in. Back to Basics, and at least 1 Deafening Silence have to come in. I will find the space. I think I want all my threats, all my planeswalkers, all my weapons, which leaves like Force of Will in the tank. Leave 3 of those in. And I'm trying to win with my 8 permanents now. Right, I am getting off of GTA. Despite what I said before, I'm off it. Okay, I'm going to submit this deck. I don't think I have room for the second Deafening Silence in this matchup where I actually still want all my removal spells. Normally, you have 7 easy cuts in your removal spells. Again, decks you want Deafening Silence, but this is not one of them. This hand is very exciting. I have 2 basic lands, a Ponder. I can answer Chalice of the Void or whatever they have. Now I have all 3 of my basic lands. Okay, I'm going to draw Swords to Plowshares rather than Engineered Explosives, but I have options to draw both if I want both. Pithing Needle. Please don't name Blooded Strand. Just name Stoneforge Mystic. Let's get the feather in this cap. Call it Stoneforge Mystic. They named Wasteland. Okay, that's great. That means their hand is susceptible to mana disruption. Okay, I'm gonna pass the turn. I'm not gonna remove this Pithing Needle from play. That's not really my game here. Sigh. Have to let it resolve. I'm gonna plow it, but they are gonna get at least 1-0 in first. Get my basic planes. Plow this. All right, Sigh's gone. And it was gone immediately too. Like they didn't even think about it. This basic island and Mox Opal make my back to basics a little worse. But that was always going to be a long-term plan. Unfortunately, because this is an artifact deck, it doesn't get to play Null Rod. Ooh, Plague Engineer. Now they know about that one. Okay, I can, back to basics now, try to shut down this Ancient Tomb. They're going to tap Ancient Tomb again. How important is this Thopter to their life? And would they force it if they had it? I'm just going for back to basics. I don't think they had force before the Thought Cast, but they did just draw 2 cards. Damn, they had it. They pitched a Thought Cast to get it. There's Saga. Okay, now I'm probably in trouble. Alice on 1, that's pretty good. And Emery. Yikes. They also inexplicably floated 2 Ancient Tomb mana. They must have forgot Emery has Affinity. Alright, so unless, other than like drawing Caracas, I'm in a lot of trouble here. Oh, Force of Will, thanks for showing up. They can't cast Retrofitter Foundry because of their own Chalice. And my only choices here are Prismatic Ending Emery or cast Plague Engineer. Like, I literally don't have double blue for these other things. I think Emery has to be out of play. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of Emery. The constructs are going to be a problem, but I have Dress Down and Engineered Explosives in the deck that can do something about that. I'm not going to win a game where they're drawing 2 cards a turn. Thopter gets another bash. It just Mishra's bobbled me, and they see the Narset in my hand. Okay, another source of mana. I'm going to leave up the white. I don't have anything, but I can at least show something. Thopter. I guess I'm not showing anything because they still have Chalice. Never mind. I made it all up. It's fake. Doesn't matter. True name's actually insane on this board state if I can get a blue source. Uh-oh, Shadow Spear. That changes how good True Name is by a lot. That's probably going to kill me. I need to Fairy or Prismatic Ending off the top now. I guess Jace does it. Nope, can't cast Jace. I take it all back. 2 baubles. They're going to get a huge crunch of trample damage in here. And I am going to block. My engineer has Death Touch. I can at least remove this one and make the other one smaller for next turn. 7, 8. I'm at 1 on board. If they pop their baubles, the construct gets smaller in the short term, but might get bigger in the long term. Come on, answer to construct. Not quite. Yeah, I'm stuck under my own back to basics right now in the most horrible way. All right, I'm taking 8 right now. If they have 1 more artifact, I'm dead. Okay. Taking 8 means that Force of Will is off, and so are fetch lands. The window's shrinking here. I need engineered explosives off the top. Come on, explosives. Ponder. All right. Yep. Chalice of the Void, real good. A lot's been said in recent days about Chalice of the Void not being good in Legacy anymore because of all the generic answers to it. But if you register a 2010 deck, Chalice of the Void's still good against it. I did use a Prismatic Ending on Emery at one point in the game, but it couldn't have targeted Chalice because they have another Chalice in the graveyard and Emery would have just replaced it. That was a forced play to use my removal on that. What wasn't a forced play was fetching basic lands. Like if I just have True Name and Narset in play this game, it's a lot easier. Like their baubles, they have to use their baubles a lot slower and they don't get to shred through their deck quite as much. Plus Narset gets 2 looks. I also shuffled away Engineered Explosives on turn 3, which is the card that would have stabilized the game here on turn 7. Oh, a lot of choices were made there that ended up going the wrong way. Did my best with the information I had at the time, though. I'm on the draw with a very Esper Stoneblade hand. I'm going to keep it. I'd love this hand on the play. It's only fine on the draw. Burden Catacombs go. Suspicious. I think I would rather leave up Spell Pierce than cast Ponder right now. Next turn I can Ponder and leave up Spell Pierce if necessary. But when opponents have black mana, you can assume they're going to have a spell you want to counter. Unless they tricked me and they're a green deck. But hitting like a Green Sun Zenith or something is also fine here. Oh, this is the Epic Storm. Yeah, okay. Ooh, I wish I was holding up Opposition Agent right now. Yep, Epic Storm confirmed. I'm gonna oh no, finding the extra land actually makes this pretty easy. I'm gonna fetch Tundra, and then Stoneforge Mystic. I'm gonna hide my black mana until Opposition Agent's on the stack. I just need to survive this turn to do it. Let's hope they either don't have the combo or they're willing to be patient. Because they actually do have a lot of life points to work with. Burning Wish, okay. Galvanic Relay. Alright, they're setting up for a medium-long game. Force Will off the top, happy to see that. Come on, Opposition Agent, let's do this. Feed me. Lotus Petal, okay. Mox Opal, okay. Chrome Mox. Yeah, they're just going in on Relay. No pitch to Chrome Mox, okay. So mana is not where they're gated right now. There's a saucy little Relay. Ad Nauseam is in the stack. Okay. Ad Nauseam is a big deal to be in the pile over there. And here is the Opposition Agent that they probably could have predicted because I didn't hit them with Cauldron last turn. Oppo Agent. I guess no, I shouldn't attack with Stoneforge. Because then that tells them everything they need to know. Brainstorm. 2 Force of Wills and a Wasteland. Okay. Put back Batterskull and Swamp. Activate Stoneforge. Here's Cauldron. It's complete. I'm going to blast them for 8. They can't search their deck, so they can't Wishclaw, they can't fetch. and I'm about to waste them off. I think I want to take their green. No, Dark Ritual. I will hit the green source, actually, because having Force in my hand makes Veil of Summer pretty scary. I'm not sure how much that matters specifically. Lotus Petal from Exile. Storm is 1. Orum's Chant. Gotta force it. Pitching Baleful Strix. Couldn't take them off green anyway. I think denying them the card draw is more important than reducing the storm by 1. At least I hope that's true. I don't know. They got me hellbent either way. They're gonna get to resolve Ad Nauseam here. Just gotta hope it's not good. And they're at 10 life. LED is a good card to have in their hand. They actually needed the LED to get to Ad Nauseam mana. Oh, I'm just dead. They didn't even use the Ad Nauseam. That was all a distraction. So if I had just not forced, do I win this game? Okay. Well, that was pretty lucky. Yeah, I don't know what the, like, I'm not going to try to make it a math problem. Like, I don't know what the reasonable distribution of 2 cards in their hand could be that just wins through opposition agent at 10 life there through double Force of Will, but they certainly had it. Thoughtseize is pretty dangerous because they are the Veil of Summer deck. Deafening Silence is the best card that exists against them. Dress Down doesn't matter. I don't think I went back to basics. Jite and Batterskull don't really matter. I could bring in Sword of Fire and Ice if I need to draw extra cards, but I might just be on Cauldron duty here with my Stoneforge. But I probably want 2 weapons to be able to find. I'm actually going to leave in Batterskull and skip the sword. The Swords to Plowshares all come out. That gets me these things. Hydroblast counters Burning Wish. That's pretty good. Prismatic Endings, I think, can also come out. They've come off of Defense Grid since printing, or since they went 5-color, but they do still have Wishclaw Talismans, so Prismatic Ending still has targets. I do like Teferi. True Name might not really be necessary for this matchup. I think I like this version of the deck. It has all my counter spells, my disruptive. Oh shit, Ethersworn Canonist should be in the deck. Whoops. Already hit submit. That one was hiding over there. One of these Thoughtseizes or Prismatic Ending should be Ethersworn Canonist. I hope we get a game 3. That was pretty bad. This hand is not keepable. This hand is keepable. And I'm going to put Batterskull on the bottom. I don't know what my brain was doing during sideboarding. I think I just like dismissed the Rest in Peace and whatever the card under it was without actually considering that it might be a card other than Rest in Peace. Send Batterskull to the bottom. Opponent's also on 6 cards. Having the Spell Pierce is nice because that can hit artifacts where Flusterstorm is generally pretty bad overall in this deck, which is a weird thing to say about a counterspell with Storm against a Storm deck. I guess I should Brainstorm now in case I find Deafening Silence. Oh, or Thoughtseize right now while they can't protect themselves from it. Underground Sea or Scrubland? I think Underground Sea. Let's have a look. Can't Veil of Summer. I'm taking my swing. Rite of Flame. Wishclaw Talisman is the only card in this hand. Prismatic Ending. Exiles Narset. That's kind of brutal. Okay, yeah. Wishclaw Talisman. And taking Lotus Petal could have been good too. That just is like their only colored mana source. Why did they keep this hand? Doesn't look like a good hand. This maybe they had to. I don't know. I could Baleful Strix, hold up Spell Pierce, and try to like just curve up in a situation where, yeah, I think I like that. I'm just going to Baleful Strix, leaving up mana. They don't seem to be in a position where they can really afford extra mana, and drawing Force of Will just gives me lots of action. And Pluto Delta, good draw. Come on, land. Yes. Oh, that's interesting. Do I want that to be a Wasteland, or do I want it to be Narset? I definitely want it to be Narset, by the way. Narset. Maybe it'll find Deafening Silence. Force of Negation or Ponder. I actually think I want Ponder. My hand's already full of counterspells. And I do have Prismatic Ending for a Deafening Silence, but I would force a prismatic ending on a deafening silence for sure. Or are they ending my Narset? That would be great. Spell Pierce, baby. I'm actually going to fluster this because Spell Pierce can hit artifacts as described before. Like, hitting this Lion's Eye Diamond could collapse their whole plan. My Wasteland is now also a Wasteland. That's gone. Now my Deafening Silence is even better. Another Force of Will in the can. Wow, completely bricked. Life is Pain. Ponder, more lands. I'll keep the Ponder in my hand as another blue card. Gonna knock out their black source. Continue the beats. The beats continue raining down on my opponent. And cantrips are dead draws. Well, Ponder, you can still look at your top 3 and shuffle your deck if you want. You just don't draw a card. Brainstorm is actively Mind Rot. Okay, they packed it up. That's good. I didn't have to show them my Deafening Silence. Or my other Sworn Canonist. They weren't going to see that one anyway, though. Wink, wink. Do I need all 4 Stoneforge Mystics in the deck? How likely am I to tap on turn 2 to jam it? Pretty unlikely, I think, is the answer. I have Engineered Explosives in the deck as an answer to a cheeky Goblin line. Do I want Plague Engineer as another answer to a cheeky Goblin line? Do they even do cheeky Goblin lines anymore? I don't think they do. I think they try to play a lot more solidly than that, right? They have Ave now, so like empty probably isn't even really a plan. Okay, I'm doing this. Batterskull can beat a cheeky Goblin line in addition to Engineered Explosives. You need to attack with 6 goblins to get through Batterskull for 1 damage. I'm going to keep this. It has Disruption and a cantrip. Okay, Ponder. Prismatic Ending, Thoughtseize. I kind of like Thoughtseize. I don't like these other 2 cards. I'm going to shuffle this. Whoa, wait, what the fuck just happened? Moto is doing something weird. This should not happen. Wait, what? Okay, never mind. I got super disoriented there. Moto was doing the right thing. Thoughtseize was just the last card in the pile. I thought it was showing me the top card of my library. Which I guess it was, technically. Stoneforge Mystic, though I think Wasteland's better. I'm going to pretend I'm thinking about this and then let it resolve. I'm actually in trouble here. Like, this is not a good situation. Tropical Island. That's the card they chose to fetch. That means they have Veil of Summer. And I'm worried about it. Okay, they tapped out of that. I need Deafening Silence off the top, like, immediately. That's the only card that's going to make me feel really comfortable in this game. This other Sworn Canonist has some action. Canonist or Silence are the only cards that would make me feel really comfortable right now. Murktide Reach. All right, I'm going to tap out because I am not bluffing anything. I'm going to search up Batterskull, which they can read as I already have Cauldron in my hand. I think that's the only way to really read that. They don't need to think about Spell Pierce or Flusterstorm right now, which is a downside of playing the Stoneforge, but I don't know. I don't like my position right now. Maybe if one of these equipments was a blue card, or equipments or lands, I just have 4 colorless cards in my hand. If I do end up forcing something this turn, I'm going to use Force of Will pitching Murktide Regent, because then I can untap into Hardcast Force of Negation or activate Stoneforge next turn. All right, if they use this LED, then they don't have Veil. Okay, well, now they have Veil. There's no reason to force that. If they have me, they have me. I didn't have the second force anyway. I just have to hope they fucked up somehow. They have 4 red mana in the pool. They didn't play a land last turn after brainstorming, so I don't think their hand has a land in it. Burning Wish, sack Lion's Eye Diamond, can do something. Alright, that looks like it's the line. Are they just gonna relay for 7? Oh, they passed priority, so they're not relaying. They're echoing. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, that's the right play. Okay, we all have fresh hands. My hand's really bad. I hope theirs is bad too. Wow, no black mana floating, no black source found. Holy shit. Brainstorm, please find me a black source. We did it. Oh, is Wasteland better than Thoughtseize here? That seems entirely likely. And I'm going to put back Prismatic Ending. and Murktide Regent. No, Murktide Regent is my best pitch for Force, I think. And I'm going to put back Prismatic Ending and Strix. And they clearly did not find a land off of that. So I will attack with my Stoneforge Mystic, holding up Force of Will Hydroblast, and hope that's good. I don't know what their 7 cards were, if they just didn't do anything last turn. And now they're holding up Veil of Summer, which makes Thoughtseize kind of shitty. I think I want to just attack, and I can Vendilion click them in the end step if they don't do anything else. I could also Baleful Strix. Okay, I'm going to Baleful Strix into Prismatic Ending and eat their Lotus Petal. I think that constricts their options the most for next turn. And it's just gone. They didn't even sack it to put it in the graveyard or anything. Just, okay, it's gone. Deal. I am currently behind just Force of Will to protect myself, which I don't like. Rate of Flame, Lion's Eye Diamond, Lion's Eye Diamond, Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay, just a big old Galvanic Relay is the answer. Chrome Mox, Veil, Tarn, Taiga, Dark Ritual. Okay, that's just mana and protection, no action. This is the turn for Thoughtseize. Okay, Thoughts. Oh, wait. They don't have green mana, so if I stop in their draw step. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah, because of their. Yeah, the Veil stack doesn't beat me on its own. I can also force the Veil to protect the click. Okay, I'm going to attack with my 2 things. Is this better than Thoughtseizing? They get a wild draw either way, and one of them I can use Hydroblast, the other I can't. Yeah, I'm actually just going to Thoughtseize. Talk myself out of it. All right, backup Veil. So they actually have to top deck action right now, and it has to beat Hydroblast and Force of Will. Do I want a Prismatic Ending one of the LEDs? I think so. Let's just get rid of that. That feels Murktide for next turn. Also, anything that constricts options now is a good thing for me. Played Scalding Tarn from exile. Dark Ritual, Veil of Summer, Chrome Mox still active. I don't think we're going to be seeing that Chrome Mox imprint anything. There's the Dark Writ. Gotta hope their payoff is Burning Wish and not Wishclaw. Chrome Mox. And just passing the turn. Nice. You love to see it. Teferi. Teferi probably shuts this game down. Attacking with my creatures. Though I also know they didn't do anything. I could just cast Murktide Regent right now. I like being an insufferable control wizard. I'm going to bounce my Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. Double Force with Teferi protecting me from sneaky Veils or Orim's Chance. Like if they Veil or Chant first, then I know if I need to react or not. Plus Teferi. Stoneforge Mystic. Find me that Cauldra. There's Murktide Regent. Tasty little 7/7. Okay, they're dead on board. They have to beat 2 Force of Wills through a Teferi. With 1 card in their hand. 1 card left in their hand. Oh, Galvanic Relay. Okay, they're dead. Exiled Lotus Petal and Verdant Catacombs. This is among the least lucky I've seen a after game 1, where they just could beat my hand with they could beat my lock with their 2 random cards in hand. They deserve a missing on a draw 7. And then a draw 5. They like drew 12 and just couldn't do anything. Nice. All right, we're on the board. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards. And you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the play with a hand that I don't think I can keep. If I knew I was playing against a Ragavan deck, the Plow plus the Caracas is actually pretty nice. You know what? I'm going to keep this. I'm going to bet on fair, which is frequently a mistake in the Moto leagues. But here we are. Well, oops, all spells. Yeah, lost that bet. Lost it real hard. Undercity Informer resolves. What a complete fucking ranching. All right, it's gonna look. There's 2 cards in their hand. They hit all 4 Narcomoebas. The bridge from below, it here. Yeah, the bridge from below is here. Cabal Therapy. Just looking for the Dread Return so I can concede. Oh, it's right here. All right. Yep, we're done. Womp, 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 womp. For what it's worth, I will never in my life mulligan to a hand specifically to beat Oops all spells in a game 1. Okay. Dress Down, Flusterstorm, Deafening Silence, Ethersworn Canonist, Rest in Peace, Thoughtseize, Surgical. The sideboard's pretty stacked for stuff like this because the main deck's really bad against it. Swords to Plowshares, out. Umazawa's Jitte, out. Opposition Agent. Oh yeah, they have Summoner's Pact in their deck. I think I saw one. All right. If there's literally anything that this hits, I will keep it around. But there's not a lot in their deck. Maybe I have to cut it, actually. Nope. Yeah, it's a 3-drop. It's not blue. Those are 2 big strikes against it. Prismatic Ending is good in games where they have to pass the turn. Like Xanted Swarm is one of the plans their deck has in it. Oh, I'll keep that. I don't think this is one where I need all 4 Stoneforges in the deck. In fact, I could probably go down to 2 and cut the Batterskull. Because this is a deck that if they don't win, they just lose. They're a lot like Doomsday in that way, where like if they go for it and you stop it, the game is over. It's not like they can rebuild like Reanimator or Storm or something. Like, actually closing the game is optional against them. Opposition Agent is a flash threat, though. If they try to settle in and play slow, like if we do end up in a Deafening Silence game, Opposition Agent's probably better than... I mean, Baleful Strix is blue. Murktide Regent is blue. Yeah, I think like any blue card just gets the nod over any non-blue card. Agent might be better than Ending. But again, Xanted Swarm is one of their ways they beat my counter wall. Alright, I'm just going to do this. I do think Opposition Agent is a better threat than True Nemesis in the deck, but I think Force of Will is a better threat than both of them, so that's why True Name is in for the blue count. This hand... Oh god. I win the game on turn 2, like, pretty solidly. But I have to get there. I'm going to keep this. I do have Brainstorm to YOLO my way into some action. And this hand's actually insane against the Xanted Swarm draw. Okay. I have taken my life in my hands here. They mulled to 5. And they passed the turn. I'm going to do an ugly Brainstorm now. Because I might not be able to use this mana again for a while. I'm going to do it now. Right. Blue, black, Ethersworn Canonist, get in. They can't Pact of Negation this because then they would die. It's in play. Let's go. Oops is famously terrible at beating any sort of permanent. They're pretty good at beating spells. I can click next turn, or I could ponder now and hold up Dress Down. Yeah, I think I'm going to ponder and then hold up Dress Down. Okay, cool. Force of Will and the land, both good. The land lets me Stoneforge next turn while still holding up Dress Down. And the Force gives me backup in case they can clear my Canonist somehow, though I don't know how they do that from 0 permanents, because most of their mana-producing permanents are also spells. But they are artifacts, so yeah. Canonist is non-artifact. They have options. Alright, Stoneforge Mystic finds the 1 bullet left in the deck for it. Memory's Journey is a little scary. That's just like a thing that gives them some play if I shut down their plan A. Alright, let's get in with Kaldra. Whoops. I tried to cast Kaldra. That's not how that works. I can only cast 1 spell in a turn anyway. I'm not holding up anything extra by waiting. I think Vendilion Click would be a huge mistake. Dress Down just at the end. Now I don't care about Memory's Journey because they're also dead. Undercity Informer resolves. Gonna click them. I still have my play for the turn. I don't care if they mill themselves out in the end step, then they just die. Let's have a look. They did have Xanted Swarm. They have double Pact of Negation and Balustrade Spy. Oh, that's actually really good. The double Pact does in fact beat my line. That's okay though. We have a backup plan. All right, get rid of one of the Pact of Negations. I'm going to... Does attacking with all my creatures help or hurt me? Like if they are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, they can't block Canonist. They have to lose their creature in combat here. Okay, you're dead. Nice block. Okay, they had to lose their creature to get another turn. Blocking Cauldra. They go to 1 instead of 0. But if I didn't have lethal, my plan was to end step Dress Down, which means they can't activate this, they can't play this, and it turns on my Force of Will through my Canonist that no longer has abilities. So we had like a time walk there, even if they weren't already dead. I definitely should have just forced that idiot, though. Like, I gave them a window to win with their double pact. Okay. Does my deck change at all after board? I just can't keep hands that start on 2 mana after board, but I do have the 5 forces plus the surgical and double deafening silence if I get a first turn. Yeah, this is the deck that I have. Okay, 2 forces in the opener. I'm going to keep it, and 2 blue cards. Oh god, they have Chancellor. They mulled to 6 and they have Chancellor, so there's 5 like functional cards in their hand. Summoner's Pact. Okay. Does that just get Xantid Swarm? Gets Elvish Spirit Guide, okay. Oh right, I forgot. Force of Negation doesn't do anything against this deck. Well, if I Force of Will this... Yeah, I think I needed to Force of Negation the Pact. Yeah, that. I fucked that up. Yeah, now they can check my hand. And based on like what they've seen, it's pretty clear that like I can Force of Negation their Dread Return, but they're going to Cabal Therapy me, naming Force of Negation. Because if I had a Force of Will, I would have hit that. Like it's the only card left that makes any sense to be in my hand. Yeah, see? Yep, I got a little comfortable there. I was like, I have 2 forces, I'll be fine. I'll just get what they get. But that's not true because Balustrade Spy is a creature and Force of Negation can't get it. Okay, I fucked that game up. Should have spewed off the Force of Negation on the Summoner's Pact. Womp, 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 womp. I'm on the play in round 4 with an extremely reactive hand. It does have spell interaction and creature interaction. I'm going to keep it. Marsh Flats, ship it. Exploration. Well, I can Force of Will this, or I can save my Force of Negation for their Life from the Loam. I'm going to let them explore. Exploration doesn't do anything if you don't have lands. Oh, cool. Exploration doesn't do anything if you don't have exploration either. I'm going to slap the Tundra into Wasteland. Is what it is. Glad I didn't force that. You got me good. There's Wasteland. There's Saga. Alright, we're fucked. If I draw my own Wasteland right now and take out the Saga, maybe there's a chance. Okay, Ponder. I'm just leaning into Wasteland. I can't play around it. So, Tundra. Ponder. Batterskull Spell, Pierce, True Name. Nope. Oh, ended up with True Name anyway. True Name's not bad, honestly. Crop Rotation in the end step. Is this something I want to fight over? Are they just going to get Stage? And they can't get Wasteland, because... Oh, well. Fuck me, then. About to say they can't get Wasteland, because then their Saga doesn't work. But I guess it does, doesn't it? That was aggressive. I hope they're relying on Loam here. Stage, Stage. Okay. No Loam to be found. Ugh. Okay. I have something. I'm going to get... I still don't think I can play around Wasteland. There's 2 spent already. I have Loam answered. I need to get this True Name down and holding the Jite. That's basically the only thing resembling a plan left that I have. Alright, they made the copy. So they don't get a construct this turn, but they get constructs every turn forever after that. Needling Jite is pretty good. Or do they name Stoneforge Mystic? What is the name here? Alright, they just named the face of Jite. Fair enough. Okay, deck. Time for a blue source. Or a Stoneforge Mystic, or a Baleful Strix. I do have a lot of draws here, actually. Like the blue source. Okay. I have protection from you. Their Stage Saga can make constructs next turn, or a construct next turn. Oh yeah, patience rewarded. Force of negation, exiling life from Malome. Now they don't get to make a construct this turn. They can make Merit Lage. I'm holding Swords to Plowshares. Really wish my Jitte could be active. And it is! I'd exile that, suit up, and we're in there. Alright, motherfuckers act like they forgot about True Name. I'm just gonna kill the construct right now while it's a 1-1. My Jitte will have 3 counters on it next turn, meaning I'm not even dead to a Merit Lage connection. And they have to make some decisions about if they want their construct machine in play or if they want to try to get me with Merit Lage. All right, let's keep it going. Chugga, chugga, chugga. I don't think this deck has 2 Pithing Needles in it. Okay, they're just making Merit Lage in combat as if they can block, which they cannot. Okay, so kill that. Get some counters on my Jitte. Put Merit Lage in the exile zone. Oh god, I should have Prismatic Ending it. Enjoy your 20 life. Hopefully ending will have a better target. I was looking at exploration like, and then I'll answer that next turn. Yep, just gave them 20 life for no reason. Crop rotation, now they get another Merit Lage right away. Oh. They rotated for Yavimaya? What the fuck is going on over there? Okay. They are putting out another Merit Lage. But I'm over 20 life, so I can Prismatic Ending the next one. Unless they Wasteland me. Wow, for Nurturing Peatland? What the fuck is happening? I feel like my opponent has played this game extremely strangely. Okay, I don't know what I just witnessed. Baleful Strix. Happy to see that. That's a blocker for Merit Lage also. And let's get in with this True Name. I think I'm just going to reduce their life total as quickly as I can. Having 2 counters on True Name, on Jitte still means I'm 2 points, 2 swings away from a Merit Lage demise. I can end this exploration right now, which mitigates in case they draw Loam, but that's just 1 draw in the deck. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna respect Loam here. Yeah, they just drew a land. Now, last turn was really weird. Medallion Click, that also answers. Well, they're Hellbent, so I know I don't need to worry about Merit Lage this turn. +2, +2, +2, +2. I'm gonna stop in their draw step. Get you a little click action. I do miss clicking people in their draw step. That's part of the legacy format that I wish was still relevant. All right. I am not going to take their Mox Diamond that they can't cast. Enjoy that. I'm going to attack with all my things again. Do as much damage as I can do. Take 11. They are suddenly dead on board. Working through 20 life. No problem for Umezawa's Jitte. I made at least 1 minor misstep that game, but I do think committing to the macro plan of ignore exploration and force of negation the Loam. Like, if they had Loam going, I lose that game for sure. But they didn't because I just waded through the wastelands and let them explore. And yeah, okay. I think I did well on the strategy and was a little lacking on the tactics in that one particularly. Okay, what's going on here? Rest in Peace, excellent. It's a little weird to double up on Rest in Peace and Surgical Section, because if you like draw them in the wrong order, Surgical's dead if Rip's already in play, but just having more of that is good. Back to basics, obviously, literally what it's for. Hydroblast hits Pyroblast and Valakut Exploration and Punishing Fire in a pinch. Engineered Explosives and Dress Down help mitigate sagas. And I don't care about the rest of these cards. Now for this action. Opposition Agent's insane. Force Negation, very good. I don't actually like Force of Will that much. Don't like Murktide Regent that much. Jace is kind of soft against specifically Pyroblast. Like, I have sideboard stuff to deal with the Punishing Fires. I don't think this is one where I need all 4 Stoneforges either, just because I'm bringing in better cards. I like Baleful Strix for its ability to block Merit Lage. True Name is unbeatable for them. They just have to win around it. Like, they can't really answer it. Prismatic Ending's great. And I'm going to shave a couple Swords to Plowshares they have Merit Lage, but I have a bunch of different answers to it. And this is now my plan. I'm going to mulligan this hand with no lands in it. I'm going to keep this hand with Brainstorm in it. And I think I'm going to send Dress Down to the bottom. That's the one that I want later. I'm going to keep the Plow just in case they speed out a Merit Lage on me. Oh, your Nemesis is here. There's my Nemesis, Wasteland. Fear of Resistance. That card sucks, but I can't interact with it right now. Prismatic Ending off the top. Spell Pierce. Okay. Do I want black or white? I want black. So what's probably going to happen here is they waste me. Oh shit. I just fucked up. No, I didn't. It's fine. If I fetch and they waste in response. No, I still have mana floating. It doesn't matter. Okay. That one actually matters a lot. Fetch the Tundra. Spell Pierce. Caracas is a good one to have around. I'm going to Brainstorm, though. I do want to work my hand towards basic lands eventually. The Fairy and True Name Nemesis are both 4-drops. They have Wasteland in play. Don't really expect either of these to happen anytime soon. I'll drop the Swamp out there. I don't think it matters what land I play this turn. But if they don't waste me, my life is going to be awesome. Wow, they don't have another land. Oh, I'm full of regret. This would have been a great time to jam True Name Nemesis. Well, I can play Teferi here, bounce their Urza Saga. I end up losing Teferi to the Construct token, but they don't get their Tutor or their second Construct here. And now I can cast True Name next turn, even if they do wasteland me. And frankly, Teferi doesn't do a whole lot in this matchup, so like taking that spot where I can get it is pretty nice. They drew Forest for their turn and then slammed it into play. Not committing the Saga back down means that they're planning on wasting me this turn. Must have realized that they're suddenly under the gun. Okay, I am going to fetch Basic Island here and get True Name into play. Aim my opponent. Just hiding this Caracas from their wastelands until it's too late. Discarding Tabernacle to Mox Diamond. That makes sense. I am well ahead of Tabernacle at this point. And they have Loam. They pick their Tabernacle back up. Okay. Narset. Are you good? Probably. Is there a world where I don't play my Caracas? Yeah, I think I just have to hit my land drops at this point. Like finding back to basics would be a big deal. Sending a Wasteland to the bottom's disappointing. I'm not going to attack with True Name this turn because I want to activate Narset again. Extremely interested in finding back to basics. Okay. They Pyroblasted before wasting. If they wasted first and then went to combat, I wouldn't have been able to force. I just showed them the force off of my Narset activation. All right, back to basics, Dress Down. There's a number of really good hits here. Let's find one. Force and Negation, Hydroblast. Yeah. Oh, Force and Negation's not bad. We know there's a Loam in their hand. Yeah, I'll take a Force. Then 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to tap my non-basics. So they can't like Wasteland me, untap Wasteland me, and then sneak a Loam in. I'm getting Cauldra. And I'm going to lose Narset this turn. I'm not going to jump block with Stoneforge Mystic. I do need to get this Cauldra into play. I guess they can get a Pithing Needle here. Pretty good. Name Stoneforge Mystic. In that case, no, I still don't jump. That doesn't matter. I have Prismatic Endings in my deck. Yep, they name Stoneforge. Wait, tabbing here? That seems crazy. Crop rotating. Oh, they're Tabernacle or getting rid of the crop rotation. Okay. I'm not going to fight over crop rotation. Relentless pummeling here. Do they even care about Narset? I bet they just go face. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, block one of these. I take 6 from the other. Hello. You love to see it. Okay, 1, 2. If I do this, do I even win? Am I even winning this race? I think I need to commit at least one turn to answering some of these constructs. Okay, I'm going to ponder right now. Another basic is huge. Wasteland is huge. How huge is Wasteland? Does that matter? I mean, it'll be good after this string of things happens. Wait, if I waste now and then draw Island, okay. Wasteland their Saga right now. And I can Swords to Plowshare as one of their constructs. This isn't pretty. Valakut Exploration. Well, that's not... Oh, I can't cast this. Back to Basics is my blue card. Oh, no, no, no. Almost fucked that up. Swords to Plowshare is one of these. Block another. I'm unfortunately a point short of double blocking to stabilize. Am I just dead if I cast this Back to Basics? Because my top card is Fetchland. Yeah, these are 1 point too big to stabilize against. I like block, lose Stoneforge Mystic, take some amount of damage from Valakut Exploration. Okay. I'm going to concede without showing them the Back to Basics. Let's just go to game 3. I feel like the win was there somewhere. Like, among the cards that I drew that game, not necessarily right there at the end, but among the cards I drew that game, I feel like I could have won somehow, and I missed it. Valakut Exploration confirmed. Not that I had much doubt. Do I want Batterskull in the deck? Like, the life gain is not nothing in this matchup. Opposition Agent might just be like a creature that dies to Punishing Fire for a lot of mana, but it's also non-blue, which is good for the Pyroblast that we've seen. I think I'm going to go down one more Force of Will to get Batterskull back in the deck. And if I have 3 weapons now, do I even want the Jute? I could get rid of the Jute, go up to 4 Stoneforges. But again, it's another source of lifelink, which does matter, and can control the constructs. So no, I think I like 3 Stoneforge, 3 weapons. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Oof. On the play. Island Ponder Keep, right? That's how we live our lives. I'm keeping. It plays around Wasteland. Like, in all seriousness, like if this was Tundra, I'd probably mulligan it, but basic Island Keep, I'm in for that. If this Ponder can find a line to basic plains, whether the basic plains itself, there's 3 Flooded Strands and a Marsh Flats, that would be ideal. Okay, Ponder time. Don't disappoint me. Basic Plains, you don't say. Okay. Basic Plains is in my hand. I'm drawing Brainstorm off the top of my deck. Stoneforge is going to shuffle away the Teferi. Thespian Stage, Pithing Needle. Alright, just aggro naming Stoneforge. Turns out that's going to be really good. Oh, they're naming Jite. They have 2 needles? Why would they name that? Alright. I'm going to get Cauldra. Or do I get Batterskull here? I think I want Batterskull. Just getting above 20 life is so important in my deck with a non-zero amount of sorcery speed removal in Prismatic Ending to Fairy, etc. Valakut Exploration. Tough beats. Land? Surgical. Alright. This is one of those hero gut checks where I could just put my Batterskull in or I can brainstorm for the land, and I'm going for the land. Fucking obviously. There's so many lands in my deck. I'll put Jite back and Stoneforge Mystic. Prismatic Ending the Mox. Oof. That's really bad. I'll play it around Wasteland at least. And I do have Force of Negation and Surgical. I can get Batterskull down, or I can Stoneforge for a shuffle. I think I just want Batterskull in play. Is that even true, though? I think it's true. Alright, yeah. I think Batterskull will buy me time, because this one's a 2-2, then it's a 3-3, then they tutor something, it's a 4-4. So Batterskull is exactly big enough to tangle with the first construct token. I'm going to put in B-Skull. I don't think they have 2 needles, but just in case, get this in. Oh, they do have 2 needles. This one's going to name Stoneforge. That sucks. Oh, but they didn't make the second construct because they had to make the copy with Stage. I currently have priority if I want to exile Urza Sagas from the deck, but I don't think that I do. Because they don't have 2 land drops. Shadow Spear. I think I do need to fight over that. Jace or Baleful Strix? Actually, before I make a decision, I can exile the Urza Sagas from their deck, get a look at their hand. Crop Rotation and Pyroblast. And their deck, all 4 Valakut Explorations, 4 Rebs, 3 Loams, Fog. There is a Ghost Quarter. Gotta watch out for that one. 4 Spheres. One of them's exiled already. It's over here. Okay, get the sagas out. And I am going to force a negation the Shadow Spear. I need to protect my life total for as long as I can here. I get an attack with Batterskull right now that I wouldn't get if the Shadow Spear was in play. Plus Batterskull can represent a relevant creature on the board, which wouldn't be true if Shadow Spear was in play. Get the Cauldron into my hand. Can't currently put it into play. Thanks for nothing, Brainstorm. Their Stage Saga is up 1 now. And I know their hand is Crop Rotation Reb. So they can rotate here. Checking their Wasteland in the graveyard, getting Tabernacle. Okay. And they can cast Sphere. Okay, that is actually pretty good. And Sphere makes Construct a 4/4 also. Man. Tough. Tough stuff over here. Stoneforge is dead. Germ is alive. Stoneforge is dead. I'm going to attack right now while I can still remove anything from play. Because next turn I can't. Alright. It also gets me out from under the thumb of Tabernacle. Their hand is Red Elemental Blast and whatever they just drew. Land? Alright, drew a land. Oh, cool. This taps for colors right now. I don't need to commit to anything. I'm just going to rest in peace now before they find a loam. They made a construct in response. Constructs are huge right now. They have to use their mana. Yeah, they have to use their mana to copy something different with Stage this turn, or else they lose it. So they don't get to make another construct. Because of Yavimaya, they can pay for Tabernacle also, but they're in a pretty awkward spot. Okay, so they have their island now. Their construct making island machine. I'm taking 4 from that. That undoes one of the Batterskull connections. Baleful Strix, alright. Time for you. You get Underground Sea. There are a number of double blue cards in my deck. There are no double white cards. Strix can trade with a construct. They have the Pyroblast in their hand, but Strix already drew a card, so I'm cool with that. And they don't have red mana. That's also part of the equation. Oh, now they do. I think Pyroblasting this would be insane. Like, you can just attack, get your trade, and make a new one for the same mana, and it doesn't cost you a card. Yeah, I am pretty hard under the thumb of that island. I need my back to basics, and I need to sneak it in before they can Pyroblast. They can't Pyroblast and make a thing. I still don't think I like Pyroblasting there. I mean, I like it because it's good for me, but I don't think the play is good. Oh, well, if you're going to draw Wasteland, then it might be okay. I'm wasted. 1 card left in their hand that I don't know what it is. There's my Wasteland. Is that good? It will be someday. Right now, it's not. I'm going to Brainstorm. I'd really like to get these dead cards out of my hand. Jite can go down 1 and rest down. Ooh, okay. I can Engineer Explosives on 1 in the future, not now. This is a little awkward. If I put back Jite and Cauldron, I can play the Wasteland. I don't think I want to play... I can play Explosives on 0 right now, which answers the Construct and the Mox Diamond. But I think on 1, clearing all these Pithing Needles in the future will be better. There's a Construct. Am I going to have time for all that? I don't know. It's ugly. And I can't waste the Thespian Stage because it's an island. That's how this combo works. Go to 13 now. If I play Stoneforge Mystic this turn, I get to shuffle and draw fresh with Ponder next turn, or I can spend my Dress Down this turn, just stabilizing at 13 for a little while, but then Stoneforge has nothing to tutor for, because the Jite's in my hand. I think that's okay. I'll protect my life total for now. And because of their Diamond, they can't Pyroblast this. Or because of their, whatever it is, Sphere. Just Dress Down, it draws Jite. Make another 0/0 that dies. Dress Down's in play for their turn. I'm also at 6 minutes to their 13, so I need to figure this out quick. Crop Rotation, okay. Wasteland's pretty aggressive. I don't disagree with the play, but it is aggressive. Found a loam, that doesn't matter. Thanks, rest in peace. Wasteland's really good. I'm gonna need a land now just to like keep anything alive. Ponder. Trade me. I actually can't play explosives on 0 right now because of Sphere. Like, I'd have to put a colored source into it. Okay, I'm gonna ponder. Gotta hit land drops here. There's multiple land drops right there. Okay. Engineered explosives would still cost green to play right now. I think I'm gonna need to tread water with it on 0 for a while. They put me to 7. If they make their construct before damage, I'd be at 6. They didn't want to do that. That's good. Yep, still can't explosives. Why did I think I could? Marsh Flats. If I fetch, I'm at 5 and dead. Wow, I'm actually just dead. Because of the sphere and the way it interacts with Sunburst, I just can't get a thing into play. So I have to ponder, and I don't know what I'm looking for, but none of these other cards win the game for me. Okay, I am not dead yet. I am dead if they know how to activate their thing in their main phase. Like, I fetch to 6, I plow one of them, I'm taking 5, but if they make the other one in the main phase, then I'm dead. Tundra, towards the plowshares, off of Yavimaya. Okay, looks like they figured it out. This was a showcase of having a basic land that makes constructs forever. Just really great execution of that game plan for them. I had most of the other ones under control. They weren't loaming. They didn't have a particularly large number of lands in play. The Sphere of Resistance was insane. I think if we play this exact same game over again with all the same cards, except the Sphere isn't in play, I win it easily. But obviously they have the card, and that's what it's for. So that did exactly its job. Bought just enough room for the constructs to punch through. Very nice. It's the final round, and I'm on the play. I'm keeping this. We're trying to salvage our 2-3, half your money back. Island Ponder, let's go. Yeah, Stoneforge is what I was looking for here. Let's try to be a Stoneforge Mystic deck. This league so far has really showcased how... Oh, Jesus, this again? Oh, if I've learned anything, it's this. Hope that wasn't bait. Okay. Looks like we're actually getting a turn. All right, brainstorm time. We got to fix this hand. Swords to Plowshares and land can go on top. I'm gonna waste them. This deck is built to produce exactly 4 mana, so hitting them with a wasteland at any point is a pretty big deal. At least I hope it is. Maybe it's not. Depends on their draw. Okay, just nothing. I gotta put a clock on this game at this point. Stoneforge, get Cauldra. We're just swinging for the fences right now. There is a world where you could get enough counters on GTA to like kill all their Narcomoebas and all their zombies so they can't cast Dread Return. But I don't think that we're in that world right now. The game would have to get a lot weirder than this for that to be true. Okay, they discarded Thassa's Oracle. Ponder. Shuffle. Yeah, Spell Pierce. Alright, that gives me something to do with my mana. And if I just found nothing, I would have put in Cauldra. But since I found something to spend mana on, I'm going to pass the turn. Like, that 1 mana can really be the difference between winning and losing against a deck like this. Ooh, sticking Jace here is really tempting. I'll wait till next turn. Once again, that's Spell Pierce. I have a lot of respect for it. It looks like they're just going to discard again. Good, good. I'm going to play Strix. Leave up the Spell Pierce. Because if I cast Jace, Brainstorm, and miss on the land, or the land doesn't make blue, I'm going to feel pretty bad about myself. The Strix also puts lethal into play. Or I guess we were already lethal. But holding up Spell Pierce feels pretty good here. Oh no. They're making their move. Spell Pierce that. Oh, looks like we're dead. Yep. Packed for multiple spirit guides. Cabal Ritual, cast their thing with plenty of mana left over. Thought we were doing it, team. Okay. Maybe they drew 3 other Narcomoebas. Nope, definitely not. What do we got in here? And I'm going to F6 and let them do what they're going to do. But Oracle, we saw them discard that. The Dread Return is here. Okay, yep. They figured it out. Bummer. Cue up the Kevin Sorbo disappointed gif. Dress Down, Deafening Silence. Like, that game is a study in the importance of permanent hate cards, like all of these, because they can just win. Like, the second your shields are down, and their life total, like, winning at 2 is the same as winning at 20. Flusterstorm, Towards the Plowshares come out. Umezawa's Jitte comes out. The Mystics get lower. Batterskull comes out. Opposition Agent. I think this is what I did last time that I think still holds up to reason. Let's do it. On the play with a hand that has Force of Will and Flusterstorm, I'll keep this one. I'm going to Underground Sea and pass. They're on 7. Petal. And this hand is about as good as you could ask for on the play. Petal, Dark Ritual. I feel like flustering a Dark Ritual is pretty a reasonable thing to do. If that's a 2-for-1, they can't pack to negation me back here. If I can make this game last long enough that Vendilion Click becomes a relevant card, that's a good place for me. If I can just bridge the gap into one of my hate cards, like if I find Deafening Silence right now, okay. Well, passing the turn with Double Force and Rest in Peace coming next turn looks pretty good to me too. Do I want to be greedy and wait for my 3rd land? No, whatever. Rest in pieces, opponent. They have conceded. We did it. Plan doesn't change, it just gets worse. Play draw matters a lot, and we didn't win game 1. So here we go. I'm looking for a hand with like Force of Will and Surgical in it. Like 2 differently named things, so Cabal Therapy doesn't clear it right out on its own. Oh, this hand sucks. It doesn't have the mana to cast this Spell Pierce. Like, if this was Tundra, I think I would keep this hand. Because that, like, Force Negation can bridge me into the Spell Pierce, which can, on turn 2, ponder into the next land, leaving up Spell Pierce, which gets me to these hate cards. I think I have to mulligan this as it stands, though. And as we saw in the previous round, Force Negation doesn't necessarily counter the spell that needs to get countered to win the match. Opponent kept 7. That sucks. Mulligan to Force of Will, nothing. I'm mulligan again. Don't like this, but I don't think 4 will be better. Prismatic Ending. Jace is blue, Strix is blue. I need to keep Thoughtseize. I'm going to send Ending and Jace to the bottom and hope I survive. Step 1, survive. Step 2, draw a black land. I don't think we're surviving, though. They kept 7. Like, they can pretty clearly do this with protection. You wouldn't keep a hand that didn't. Oh, Forest Pitching to Fairy. Okay. Surprised that worked. Black land? Alright. Alright, Flusterstorm's up. I will Fluster a Dark Ritual. Wow, they really just kept a hand with no protection? I'm not complaining. I'm just surprised. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. Brainstorm, let's do this. Okay. Put back Baleful Strix and Narset. Narset and Baleful Strix into the trash. I think Thoughtseize is better than Flusterstorm against this deck. They have Undercity Informer. Oh, they drew a Chancellor or forgot to reveal it, one or the other. 2 Spirit Guides. No black mana. That's the problem right now for them. Okay, cool. I can get my clock on and hold up Flusterstorm. Pick up my 1 weapon left in the deck. I think I do Brainstorm here. Yes, Stress Down, Force of Will, all excellent cards. I have to put back 2 of these, but what if I want them all? I think I put back Fluster and Brainstorm. Okay. That was the more aggressive posture. The safer posture would have been putting back Kaldra and leaving a blue card in my hand. Okay. I got paid for my arrogance. Got my 5/5 into play. Now there's a clock. Now I have Dress Down backed by Force of Will, and I know I can Brainstorm into Fluster if that is relevant. Okay, they're going to discard. Discarded the bridge from below, no surprise there. Back for 6. They're dead on board. I think I want to brainstorm looking for one of my hate pieces. Or just something more powerful. All right, Wasteland's pretty good. Put back Strix and Ponder. Hit them with the Waste. Constrict what mana I can. I have Force of Will and Dress Down to win this game with right now. And they're done. They've seen enough. Okay, we salvaged the 2-3. This deck, like we said in the deck tech and throughout the video, Stoneforge Mystic in a blue shell, it just isn't the threat that it once was. Like, creatures are better than this. Combo decks are better than they were even 3 years ago. Like, Oops All Spells and Doomsday, Thassa's Oracle didn't exist for a GP Niagara when Stoneblade was still good. The War of the Spark Planeswalkers, they go in this deck. That's pretty good. And in general, War of the Sparks effect on Legacy has sort of petered out because the Planeswalkers are like fringe players. We're used to them now. And Dreadhorde Arcanist was banned. Throne of Eldraine, Oko's banned. So, like, a lot of the things that were keeping Stoneforge Mystic down are now under control. But the problem, like we saw here, is that it just doesn't win the game the way that something like a Planeswalker or Uro does. As far as, you know, permanents that generate continued advantage, represent card advantage and mana advantage over time, you'd be better off just casting a Planeswalker or casting Uro. And Stoneforge Mystic has very little defensive capability. Like, when Stoneforge Mystic was good, Zoo, like literally Wild Nicodle Zoo, was a major player in Legacy. So just finding Batterskull, a 4/4 lifelink, was just unbeatable for the Curd Ape Wild Nicodle deck. And Batterskull doesn't really line up that well. It's smaller than construct tokens. Like, we watched ourselves get clowned by constructs twice. This Urza Saga is bigger than what you're doing. There might be a version of this deck, like if you cut the black, focus on blue-white, have back to basics in the main, have more dress downs. Like, that might be a way to take this deck. You lose Plague Engineer and Opposition Agent and Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize was pretty good when we brought it in. Opposition Agent is spicy, but my experience is that it's just not that good. The games that you just steal on the back of it, you're going to remember fondly, but you're going to also remember lots of times it just rotted in your hand, or it was a 3/2 flash that didn't do anything else. I think that would be better as Hull Breacher or Vendilion Click, just like a different sort of hate 3-drop with flash. And if we're shaving the black mana from the deck, then obviously you can just side grade Opposition Agent into one of those other 2 cards and turn Plague Engineer and Thoughtseize into just different hate things like Containment Priest, or more Rest in Peace, or, you know, more Flusterstorms, more Hydroblast. Like, any of that's fine. More Dress Downs. It's all the same. Those are my thoughts on this deck. I think it would benefit from having one less color in it, but at the same time, just in general, the Stoneforge Mystic overall strategy doesn't really compete with where Legacy is right now. It's an extremely powerful format, and a 2-for-1 that puts a 4/4 into play sometimes doesn't really keep up with just the base level plan of a lot of decks right now. And those are my thoughts about that. Jack, thanks for having me play this deck. It was a lot of fun working on the deck with you in our coaching session. It was a lot of fun playing it here now. I think the deck is much better than where we started with it, and I think that moving forward, making it just straight blue-white, there's a lot to like about that too. Ooh, that does make Prismatic Ending worse. I just remembered. Maybe you leave one Volcanic Island in the deck just to bluff that you're red and have access to a 3rd color for Prismatic Ending. I like that. Maybe it's not even a bluff. Maybe you actually do have Red Blast on the sideboard. Okay, now I'm building a 3rd deck, which I'm not going to do here on the while the mic's hot. We'll talk about that later. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.